What's up, y'all? It's been a while since I made one of these videos. I decided to do something today, um, being that it is Juneteenth and now they made it a federal holiday, which I don't know why they did that because nobody asked for it. I don't recall anybody sitting there marching and asking for it. I don't remember anybody even bringing it up. I know Cuomo made it a holiday for New York last year, and all of a sudden Biden decides to sign a bill saying it's a federal holiday this year. And the biggest problem with that, at least the problem I have with it, is that right now you have states fighting critical race theory, saying it's un-American, unpatriotic, and whatever other bullcrap they saying, because they want to run away from the truth of America. It's well documented. It's not something made up. It's not something black people are making up, something black people didn't go through. It's something that actually happened, but yet they don't want to talk about it. It's a well, if we don't talk about it, it will go away type of approach. Or I don't want to be cited for my wrongs, so I don't want to hear you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happened, but you know what I'm saying? That type of approach. And with that being said, and voters' rights being fought against, how in the world could you sit there and make Juneteenth a federal holiday? How could you give other people who could care less and don't want history to be taught in the schools to sit there and they're gonna get a day off too? We was fine celebrating on our own. Those who knew about it celebrated on. At my job, they decided to make it a holiday before Cuomo announced anything. Before they sat there and decided to make it a federal holiday, and then I don't know where this even come from. It came out of nowhere, because all I know is at my job we was clarifying whether we was taking it off as a holiday. We were just clarifying it. And the next thing I know, my coworker sits there and shows me the thing saying they signed it into law. I'm like, okay, but why? Why? We asked for police to stop killing us in the streets. We asked for some accountability from the police. We asked for the Asians got a anti-hate crime bill. Where's ours? Where's ours? This is the stuff we asked them for a lot of stuff, and most of all, we asked them for some kind of freaking reparations, some kind of generational wealth that we can pass down, because most of y'all who got generational wealth and able to pass down, it came from our ancestors. So it's not a handout. It's not something we looking for to sit there and just spend or what have you. It's old. This is what this stuff we're asking for. You keep bypassing it and giving us all this symbolic gesture crap. We don't need it. None of us need it. Nobody asked for it. So I wanted to speak on that. Also, I want to speak on, see my shirt. I'm eventually I'm going to get a different shirt, because, there are some points that I touched on. I'm not going to take away from Juneteenth. A lot of us are just now learning about it. I think it's still a cause to celebrate, at least celebrate the ancestors. I can't get caught up in, like, every time there's some kind of achievement or some kind of knowledge being shared, there's always somebody who comes in and downplays it. Like, how are we going to get anywhere? How are we going to get anywhere if we always downplaying something? I don't get it. But at the same time, I understand, at the end of the day, you still have black codes, you had convict leasing, you had, had to fight for voting rights. A number of things, Jim Crow, a number of things happened after the last slaves was freed or whatever. So, virtually we never was free. You still have a mass incarceration now. That's all that's understood. Okay? But like I said last year, and I think I keep saying it, where I'd rather our people sit there and celebrate Juneteenth instead of celebrating the 4th of July, because even though we was never free, it still was some kind of Independence Day. That marked the day the last slaves was freed, and they was able to not be property anymore. Now we know what came after that. We know what it amounted to, and that's warranted. So I you could cross out Juneteenth too, and say we were never free. I get it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna downplay Juneteenth. I'm not gonna downplay it, and I'm not gonna sit there and discourage people from celebrating it. I'm not gonna down people for celebrating it. Now I will down you for celebrating 4th of July. I'm not backing off of that. I'm not, because we have absolutely no need to celebrate it. No need to sit there and be waving no flags or whatever the case may be. We have no need to be standing up for that Spangled Banner or singing it. No black singers should be singing it at no games or whatever. When I go to the games, I sit down. I sit down and wait for them to finish. I sit there and record the intro. As soon as they sit there and start singing, I stop it. And I start recording again. Because that's how I feel about it. And, there's so many thoughts that go through my head. And so many things I want to say. Like, you see, I've been busy. And I'm the type of person that doesn't really talk unless I really have something to say. I'm not a person that sits there and wants to make videos all the time, go live all the time, because I don't always have something to say. But when I do talk, I want to talk. That's why I haven't done a video in a while, but I felt I want to get back into it and I want to talk. So, I'm going to get off the whole Black History soapbox. I think another thing I'm going to try to do is try to touch on some other topics. I want to get through to a lot of people, and maybe just talking about politics and race issues. It's not attractive to a lot of people, even though they need to know. I mean, it's a shame that it's not attractive to me. I'm sorry I'm not a reality TV star. I'm sorry I'm not talking about the Kardashians or Kanye getting the divorce or anything like that. I'm so sorry that my content is important on important things in life that you should care about. I mean, I'm sorry about that. I can't entertain you. I'm not cracking jokes and all that stuff. I'm sorry about that. Well, I'm not sorry, but you get the point. So another thing I want to talk about is, Kwame Brown has been become popular, and he says a lot of good things. So I don't catch all his videos. I like to catch the points. I don't catch all his videos because, to be quite honest, his videos be too long. His videos be an hour and change, and quite frankly, I don't have the time and I don't have the attention span, and most people don't. So if I was to recommend anything to him, I would say shorten him up a little bit, get to the point, and then get off. Get back to your son and everything else that you're doing or whatever. But that's just my opinion. Don't, if you ever see this, don't come at me, Kwame, because I know how you be doing. I know how you be spreading the mama's cooking. You know what I'm saying? So don't come at me. I'm just a little nobody giving my little opinion or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to segue into my main point. I never heard of this Tommy Sotomayor person. until Kwame started bringing him up. And from what I'm gathering from him, he's a little punk. To for lack of, well, I can't say lack of a better word. I'm trying to keep this friendly and not call him maybe I'm not trying to call him out like what Kwame would, because he's a how Kwame, if you're watching this and Kwame, you know how he would sit there and address him, because I mean, it's fitting, because the way I hear Tommy go after women, even his own mother, is deplorable. And I seen a video where apparently Tommy, showed text between him and Kwame, or whatever the case may be. And in the video, the young man, the dude, he broke it down pretty good. That he said that was straight up a girl's move. Like, why are you even doing that? Like, who does that? Like, he explained too, like how he likes to keep space in his phone, because he likes to take pictures of his children and film his children, and then he has space for other things, whatever. I'm the same way. You know what I'm saying? I usually don't really keep text messages. I delete them. There's no need for me to keep them, whatever. This dude sat there and kept the text messages, so I guess he can use it as some kind of ammo or something like that. What kind of freaking move is that? Like, everything that Tommy Sotomayor seems to be doing is like only making him look like a little bitch. Yeah, a little bitch. And my main point, I think, is well, not I think, but my main point is, as a man, as a black man, we all got to sit there and find some way to uplift each other. We're not always gonna agree, right? But to resort to these little girl moves, who's that helping? You know what I'm saying? And how could you sit there and get in front of a camera and talk about your mother? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll share something personal with you. With everybody. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but me and my mother, we don't talk. I love my mother, but we don't talk for various different reasons. But I would never disrespect her. Never. I was I was kind of a rebellious kid growing up, but I can't recall ever, majorly disrespecting her, especially not calling out her name. I never would, and I'll beat the crap out of anybody that would do it to her, and that's straight up truth. So when you sit there and you do that about your own mother or whatever, that shows the kind of character you are. I can't even sit there and watch your videos. You shouldn't even be doing videos. What are you talking about? You're tearing other black men down. You're sitting there tearing the black woman down. You don't need to be doing no videos. Doing what? For what? But I had to address that. Also, he also talks about Boyce Watkins. As he seems to, that name has been coming up a lot lately. And my take on that is, I don't know the whole beef, because I haven't really looked into it. I stopped following Boyce a long time ago. Actually, I met two cool people through Boyce's network or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I personally met them, and I followed them or whatever. And two cool brothers, very educated, knowledgeable, and everything. I'm not gonna say their names, but they personally worked with Boyce Watkins. They wrote for him. They did other things with him or whatever the case may be. They never really touched much on him, but from what I gathered, when they did speak on him, um, Watkins is pretty much a fraud. But going back to, what I said earlier, I used to follow him. I used to follow his page or whatever. I don't even say follow him because I've never been into this idolizing people, but I don't like that term follow. I don't even want nobody to say they follow me, even if I was to sit there and get 5,000 likes and shares and subscribers or whatever. I don't want you to say you're following me. I want to inspire you to lead. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I was following this page, and I stopped following the page because of the simple fact that every time I got on, he was promoting some class to teach you about something or whatever, and you had to pay for the class. I just that didn't rub right with me. Every time you get on, you're asking for money for some freaking class or whatever the case may be. If you really care about your people, you'll sit there and you'll sit there and give them knowledge without even always pitching some kind of class that costs money. Oh, subscribe to this and subscribe to that and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I can't get with that, I get on here, if I ever do these videos, even if I ever blow up, I still would never ask y'all for money. Never. That's not me. I work. I get my degrees so I can get a job and work, not to sit there and be on YouTube making money. That's not my thing. I don't even need to do this. This is something I want to do. Just like, the degrees I'm going for, it's not so much for me. I never thought I would go for a BA in political science, but I did. I never thought I would go for my MPA in public policy and administration, but I'm one semester away from graduating. So I mean, and it's because I have developed this love for wanting to help people or wanting to find out how I can help people, because I still don't even know. There's a lot of ideas that float around, a lot of ideas I have, but implementing it is a different thing. Me having those ideas and implementing those ideas is two different things. So it just turned me off with Watkins. But now he's going at Kwame. He says he doesn't really have no beef with Kwame or whatever, but Kwame is taking it a whole different way, and I think he has some merit to it. He feels like Watkins subliminally is sitting there telling people how to take his channel, because he's concerned that the powers that be is going to sit there and go after Kwame, and they're going to take his channel away and this and that. You know what I'm saying? While also saying, well, I don't have no beef with Kwame, blah, 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 This is the kind of infighting that we have that, to be quite honest, I don't know if it ever is going to stop. I wish it would. And like I said, we're not going to agree on everything, because I know I don't agree on a lot of things, but I know you have to sit there and listen, observe, and take in to grow, because I know I've grown. I could really say this, because the way I thought 5-10 years ago is not the way I think now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I never thought I would sit there and pursue anything in political. I was into it here and there, but I never thought I would sit there and pursue a degree in political science. That right there shows you, my thought process. It changes, but that's part of growth. You know what I'm saying? If you stay still, you stay complacent, You stay learning. You stay sticking to the same format, the same things all the freaking time, and you don't leave room for learning new things. You're gonna stay stagnant. You're not gonna grow. And the same mentality you had 5, 6, 10, 15 years ago, you still have now. So you didn't grow nothing. And you're still doing the same thing, not being productive. I'm the type of person I'm never satisfied with being complacent. I don't. If I think the job's not paying enough, I'm sitting there working towards getting another job paying more. Then I get that job that pays more, and it's still not enough because prices is always rising. If that's still not enough, I sit there and look for a solution to sit there and get more money. That's how I've always been. That's why I have so many freaking jobs. They say, oh, you know, it's not good to have so many jobs on your resume and this and that. Maybe it's not. But if they give me a job that I'm willing to stay at for 15 freaking years and I feel like I'm not being stagnant, then I'll stay. Unfortunately, I have not found that job yet. Many people look at it as a failure. I don't. To me, sitting there, staying at a job where you ain't going nowhere, you don't like it, and staying there for 15, 20 years, that's a failure to me. That's how I look at it. That's a failure. But me sitting there always looking to grow and do better, how is that a failure? You know? So I just wanted to leave these gems with you, and then hit the like button if you like this. Hit the subscribe button. Share the video, please. Get the word out. And if you have any suggestions on what I should do or what I should talk about, and maybe I should do videos a little more often, just let me know, and I'll take it in consideration. And maybe the next topic I talk about would be something that y'all leave in the comments. So, I leave y'all with that, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.